Okay. So this is what's referred to as, again, the dummy copy. It's a page that has 8 pages altogether, only because it's folded up. The French fold that you've seen has 4, and this is now opened up. And you can duplicate this to 8 to 16 to 32, but it's really tricky, but it's possible. And I just have written the numbers on one side. You'll notice that when you open this up, there's two pieces that have a folded edge and 2 that do not, and that's the one that you want to try to locate to be at the top. On the bottom, they're all opened up, so you're trying to let that be just so it holds a little more structure to it when it's up at the top, and you have the folded edge on the left. Okay? So when you open this up, as like I said, it's a little bit like an origami page, you'll see that it has a midpoint like this. When it opens up a little further, it gives you the shape on the outer edge of a W, and that helps you get organized with it. So it's just folded in like the hamburger hot dog, and then doing that twice, and then it has a little bit of the part that's just ripped open in the middle, allowing it to separate. And then once you have that, then it's just a matter of trying to organize it so that you can get the pages to fold together like so. And then you end up numbering these and numbering them so that the one has a little serif on it and the other one is going to one direction. And you do that to the second one, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4 and 4, 5 and 5. When you get to 6, you want to put a line underneath it because it can be confused as being a 9 depending on how you write, and 7, and doing the same with the number 8. And then when you open this all up, when you're finished numbering it and lay this out, this is how the page that you have is going to be laid out on your paper. So depending on which way you organize this, I'm just going to set it up here, so that on paper or on a computer you'll have your image on all 8 of these pages, but you want to rotate your image to fit so that it reads correctly whichever number you want it to be. If it's a vertical image, then you want it to go with the number 1 that's vertical, obviously. And then it follows that if you want it horizontal, you put it on to the number 2. I'm sorry, the number 1 on the side. But when it's all folded together, you'll see as it comes together again, once you have those images on there, then when it's folded together, you'll have the book reading the right way and the image going the right direction. The only thing, if you've done something horizontal, in this case I have both the numbers going this way, so if you were to, in this case, do the coloring, you'd have it working for 3, but you'd maybe have them go both the same direction, or if you decide to flip it so that the 2 goes on the other side, then you would indicate that. And in order to fix this part, I'll just do it on this section, for example. I would just go ahead and put the numbers just to help you keep organized on that. And again, helping you do that way. So at least you can see how these numbers, and depending on which one you decide to use, that's how you would organize your section. Now, with the paper that you have, you want to try to be as accurate as you can from the beginning because you're going to be folding this a couple of times and it's going to fold onto itself, and the more accurate you can get with your fold, the better. So I'm just going to crease this and just use the blunt end of my nail to burnish this down, is what this is. And you can flip it over too to burnish that end. And you can fold it lengthwise twice, over top of each other twice, doesn't matter. This way you only need 3 folds. It doesn't bother too much, but there it is right there. You can also use the blunt end of the pen to send that across. And I could fold this over once like this. I could even unwrap it again so that I'm not folding it so heavily over everything, but just to get it going. Right now you have this selection. We'll open it up in a minute. And there it is for this part. And again, the edge is just trying to help me get that across. So now when I open this up, see I now have 8 pages, okay, but they're kind of not in the W shape, so I just have to fold this last one back onto itself, so reversing the fold. Again, I just tend to like to keep it easy to work with, just paper is being pliable, depends how the edges are placed together. So you either have the M or the W, and you kind of want the W to be open like that. And then all you're going to do is tear this section. You can cut it as well, but I'm just going to tear this. And before you tear it, you could always fold it again to try to make it as breaking the paper fibers to make the tear cleaner. And that's just an old paper trick there. So I'm going to try that, just kind of give it a little bit of edge there. Okay, so again, just to show it to you, this is the piece, and the W is up the middle. And that's the part that you want to grab, and this is the part that I'm going to tear, so just kind of come right down the middle here. And you can tear it across itself, pull it across like this, and just try to stop just at the right spot. There I have it. And now it's just a matter of taking the 2 pieces, folding them over. You can do them either direction. And once you get it folded, you'll have a little booklet. It has the folds up at the top. And it might take a couple folds just to get organized for it. And now I have 8 blank pages. And just on the indicating of it, I'm just going to call this cover. And I'm going to go ahead and just number this through one time to start off with. In the lower corner, or you can put it in the center, doesn't matter. Just trying to keep it somewhat organized. Okay, so now this copy, this dummy copy cover, has all the pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as I look at this, I'm going to go ahead and do it for both the margins on the side in order if I want to have it changed. So I'm just going to turn it to that side and do the same numbering, and I'm going to go to the center of the page just to keep it somewhat organized. And in this case, they're all right reading coming down. This would be, for example, if you're doing a calendar. And just keeping it right down. It gets very confusing. So again, with the number 6, I'm just going to put a line underneath this part. And see if I can't fix this. So here's the confusing part. I already numbered that one. Misnumbered that one. Jumping ahead of myself. And I'm going to put a line underneath the 8. So the second time around, I've been able to number this right reading, so if I want the pages to be horizontal and looking this direction, that's where they would head. And to make it one sense more confusing, I'm going to flip it open just to take a look and say if I want to do it this direction, I have a number on the other side, the opposing side there. So now, depending on which one I decide to do, I can go through and have the pages all right facing, or I know that I can flip it over when I get this onto the computer layout, but this becomes the dummy layout for this section. Okay? So an 8-page cover, and that's what you end up with.